It's being recorded. Wait. Oh, Robot Lady is here. Robot Lady is in the house. And so welcome to Gold Comedy Live for May of 2021. I'm Lynn Harris. I'm the founder of Gold Comedy. What is Gold Comedy, you ask? Gold Comedy is the only comedy school and community for young women and women who are not young, we don't care how old you are, and non-binary folks, where they can all come together and nerd out and learn about comedy together. We've got classes, we've got events with celebrities, Q&As, we've got mics and open mics and performances all the time, and you are lucky enough to be at one of those performances. So welcome, thank you. Now I did tell you to unmute, but there is someone who seems to be doing construction in their home. So anyone who is actually puttering around, I love puttering. Puttering is one of my hobbies, but if you are puttering, please mute. And if you're not, please unmute. Anyway, so I'm Lynn Harris again. I'm the founder of Gold, and I am also the parent of teens and tweens. And I started to mention this. Here's some better mood lighting for me. That's much more flattering. I'm just gonna whip you guys into a comedy frenzy before I bring on your friends. I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, which means that they are now in the phase of where literally everything we do, even if there's nobody around, is embarrassing to them. So yesterday, I told the story yesterday because it really did happen yesterday at a different show. My son, who can probably hear me now, before I told it safely farther away from my children, I was hiding somewhere else, but they can probably hear me. We were walking to, okay, I'll lower my voice a little bit. We were walking to brunch at one of those like a diner, one of those places where they've like built this sort of like claptrap outdoor area. And on the way, my husband said to my son, just in passing, "Oh, that looks like a pleasant structure." And my son was like, "Oh, pleasant structure." And he was like, literally, my daughter and I were there before, and like he was texting my other kid, going like, "Dad just said it was a pleasant structure." What's wrong? It is a pleasant structure. What's your problem? And like the thing I have about that is like, you guys, they have no idea how good they have it. Like we're not that cool, but we're actually, but we're cooler than like our parents were, right? So much cooler. Like my dad, who, God bless, but my dad, okay, let's see. In high school, he lettered in band. And he's an accomplished clarinetist. And he went, so like when I was growing up, he was so mortifying all the time that if I was having like a suitor come over, I would have to I literally gave my dad a list of clothing he could not wear and noises he could not make. Because he had like sort of snorting things that he did, like nasal, like sinus. And so, and like at the time, it all made a lot of sense, just for his context, because he was, for many, many years, he was a professor at MIT, which meant, he was a heartbeat away from Noam Chomsky, which doesn't give you a lot of street cred when you're 9. And didn't give him really any fashion sense at all, which is why I had to give him the clothing rules, because at MIT, nobody cared what you wore, like definitely not. They do not care what you wear, like, unless it's a robot arm. So he had these like these terrible striped pants in the 70s that made him look like Beck, and so, and like all the other girls in my school had like dads who like, coach soccer, or dads who like brought like 100 popsicles to the game. Like this was not my dad. So my point is, love my dad. My children have no idea how good they have it. And in fact, of course, what they don't know right now, as long as I keep my voice down, is that like they think we're embarrassing, that they should be embarrassed. I'm telling jokes about them right now on national Zoom. Like, you should be embarrassed now. Gotcha. Okay. So anyway, you ready for some show? Ready for me to keep my body hiding the junk that behind me that I forgot to move? I'm just gonna go like this. Anyway, so that's a little bit about me, but you really came here to see your friends. So I'm so glad you did, and they are so glad that you did. So these folks that you're seeing are, as you know, they're your friends, and they're members of the Gold Comedy community, who just basically get together, nerd out about comedy all the time. They take our classes, they do our Q&As with celebrities, and they just live and breathe comedy, and it will show. So let's do this thing. You guys ready? Let's do it. We have another Elsa who says, let me hear you say, yeah. Let's just practice. Left, right. Let's hear it. Remember, feel free to unmute. Oh, Miranda, your mom's here. Miranda. Okay. Anyway, so coming to the stage, we got a bunch of performers that are ready to go. We've got, let me just check who's in the room. Hold on, let me just see who's here, doing a quick check. Yep. Okay, and once again, before I bring up your first guest, if you can at all, remember, please unmute if you're in a quiet place, not the horror movie, just your home. Also, please, if you can't unmute, then if you can all show us your face and let us see you smile and react, that is great for our performers also. Please do that if you can. And without further ado, I would like to bring up your first performer. And I feel that this is sort of an international handshake because you guys, she doesn't even go here. No, she's not from the United States. She is actually one of our neighbors to the north. She is a professional dream follower who you can find muttering affirmations to herself on long walks on the beach. And she's hilarious. Please give it up for Megan Phillips.
Hi, everybody, and bear with me. I slept on my arm wrong, so this is my full range of motion right now. So, hi, friends. I am Megan. I am exactly what happens when you cross Kimmy Schmidt with a golden retriever. So, you're welcome. Only more enthusiastic. So, buckle up. I've been thinking about the placebo effect, as you do, which is a thing. And if you don't know what that is, it's not a tiny shack in a historic park. It's an effect where something works because you believe it works. A friend of mine told me the other day, "Oh, Megan, that crystal ceremony that you do, it only works because you believe it works, not because it's actually works. It's the placebo effect." And I was like, I'm sorry, what was that, Sarah? The thing, a pill isn't real, but it works. Again, not because it's real, but because my mind thinks it's real. So what you're saying is that my mind is more powerful than medicine and I'm just supposed to go about my day? How are we cool about this? We're literally wizards, and doctors just describe this phenomenon like it's casual. Nobody's weird about it. How are we not talking about this? Anyway, so I do energy healing to help with pain. I don't mean to brag, but I have some of the worst ankle arthritis my North America famous ankle specialist has ever seen. And she prescribed me a night splint to help with pain the other day, which, don't be like me, it's not the cool 80s cover band that you might think it is. Got over that real quick. It turns out it's less Motley Crue and more Joan Cusack trying to drink out of the water fountain. So between that and the anti-grinding mouth guard that I now need to wear at night, I finally understand why my parents have been pushing me to find a partner before I turned 37. Because yes, I'm in my late 30s, so I'm definitely approaching middle age. There are 2 ways that I know I'm middle-aged. First is I got a Dyson vacuum for my birthday instead of and it made me way happier, which I immediately went home to mount on the wall, making it the only thing I've mounted in 3 years, and I'm fine with it. And second of all, I listened to our soft rock radio station because it turns to Christmas music over Christmas. But when they changed it back in January to soft rock, I didn't change the station. Not just because Fly by Sugar Ray just soothes your tired soul, but because the dial was just too far to reach from my steering wheel. And it's important to be safe when you're driving at night and you're 37. So anyway, everybody get your non-placebo vaccine. I'm Megan Phillips. Follow me. I make 1 post a year on Twitter. Thank you.
Yeah, Megan.
Megan, keep it going for Megan. It is so true about the placebo effect that when I first heard that joke, my head exploded. Like, I not only laughed, I learned something. It is so true, so true. And let me just say from experience that you are not yet middle-aged.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Not yet middle-aged.
Yeah.
You're like beginner, like beginning middle-aged. So yeah, you'll see you when you really get here. Anyway, keep it going once again for Megan. All right. So just a quick update for you guys. I know that hold on. So like bear with me, I'm the AV guy and the host and a parent of teens. So I just am going to give you a quick update. Holly, I'm going to answer your question. You 7 or 8, but I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I was just about to say that we have a little bit of a rearrangement in the lineup, more of which I'll tell you about later. But would the lady from the dumb beach town in New Jersey be ready to go next?
Sure.
Great. Okay.
Woo, yeah, Liv!
Where the hell that is?
Okay, great. So all the way we've gone from Vancouver. Now we're coming down to New Jersey to what she calls a dumb beach town. She's hilarious. She's been one of our anchors since the beginning. Her day job is not that different from her night job. I don't want to spoil anything in case she didn't tell you about it. She is hilarious, but she is hilarious all day long and night long. Please give it up. Oh, and she recently did her first, did one of the earliest like actual face-to-face live shows in a place.
Yes, Liv.
Awesome. So you're gonna love her. Please give it up for Liv Talley.
Yes, Liv.
Yes.
Miss Lynn, I literally can't. My day job and my night job, I hope are different. Like, I really hope. So the pandemic started out for me like it did a lot of people. My job lost me. And I mean that. My job lost me, yes. My condolences to them. So I got a new job. I am now a daycare teacher since the beginning of September. And it's the sort of thing where I got into it because I love kids. But I now constantly throughout the day have to continue to remind myself that that's the reason I'm there. Because listen, all my coworkers bring these like fancy schmancy frappuccino espressos, and like I don't really see what the big difference would be if a bitch like hit like a shot like real quick throughout the day. Because hear me out. I think it would help me understand them better. My kids are like 1.5 to 2. They're basically drunk all day anyway. People type stuff. Like one of my little girls just will be sitting there. I turn around for 1 second. Homegirl has her shoes, her socks, and her pants off. That's a drunk people type of action. That's drunk people behavior. I think it would get me more on their level. So Teacher Appreciation Week was a couple weeks back, and the center I work at was not subtle about it. It was this huge banner in front of the school, and it said like, oh, you know, Teacher Appreciation Week, this day to this day, like teachers are superheroes, but it was really code for get us some gifts. And out of the 17 toddlers in my class, only 3 of them brought gifts. Now, not to be unappreciative, but bruh, I wipe your kid's butt. I just feel like you could have set a token, a gift card, a house plant, a check. Because it is ridiculous to me how much can come out of such a tiny body. I was changing one of the little girls. My kids call me Via, short for Olivia, because that's, you know, like where they are at, they're speaking. And I was changing one of my little girls and I was wiping her. And in the middle, my girl just stops and she gasps and she's like, Via, I poop? Yeah, baby, I know. That's why I was down there for a good 5 minutes. And it's the sort of thing where I'm like, I don't understand how you can produce so much. Like, and that's how I know that I'm not ready for my own kids. I know that for a fact. Because I got up there, I was like, I was down there for 5 minutes. I felt like I was digging in the trenches. Like I had like a little bit of sweat on my forehead, some tears falling at my lash line. Like I just was not, it was too much. And I work, when I change them, I have to wear gloves. But like, if I were to have my own child, I technically would not have to do that. I don't think I'm at a point where I'd be comfortable. Like, I know that she's my flesh and blood. I birthed her, but if I get poop on me, like the immaturity of the person I am today, I will be like, listen, like this has been fun, but I just don't think this is working out. I think that, you know, I think you should pack your stuff and go. That you're not at a secure place financially, but like I know this hella good spot at that Miss Hannigan's orphanage. You know, you could Annie, like it's a real good spot. So like, you know, you could get on your feet and everything. But like there's shit on my finger, and it's not a relationship I'd like to continue. Because it's other people's kids, and that's what I love about my job, is that I can love these kids, I can teach them, I can, you know, get to know them, help them become, you know, more into their personality, and then I can give them right back. I come home and I am still a child, I am still the baby of my family. And that's why when I tell people what I do, like they either think it's the cutest thing in the world or they're horrified. Like they're like, okay, either like that's absolutely adorable or like, do you not love yourself? But no, like I'm childish. I get them. I'm on their level. But that's why I have to emphasize the difference between daycare and school, because like I do not envy school teachers. Like older kids are on a completely different level. Like I went into the preschool room for like 15 minutes. This little boy told me I smelled like slime. And I think the worst part was like, I didn't know if that was supposed to be a good or bad thing. I know kids love slime, so like he probably had good intentions, but I had just bought a new perfume, and it definitely wasn't from Nickelodeon. So figure that out. No, I can't, they have, like, they talk and they have their own opinions and stuff. Like, no, like my kids, if I want to play Ring Around the Rosie 3 times in a row, like they're going to continue to do it. But these older kids are like, nah, I don't want to listen to that. Oh, I didn't really ask for opinion that you have at your 4 years old. I can't do it. But I feel most bad for these parents that are homeschooling kids in the pandemic with all this virtual learning, because like homeschooled kids have always concerned me. Like, I just feel like you need to be bullied. I think that public school and all that, like, it builds character to be bullied, because I think that if you go into the world thinking everyone's gonna like you, like, it's dangerous. I think that something's gonna happen to you. I don't feel right about it. I remember last year when the pandemic was getting real crazy, and these girls I went to school with they had this whole Facebook post, and they were just like, look, I know this is very serious. Like, I get it. People are dying, people are sick. But I have to say, if Halloween is canceled because of all of this, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to go crazy. And I grew up in a very white area. I like to call it Caucasian nation. So it's always a girl, named Patricia that has a picture of her and her dog in her profile picture, and she's like kissing her dog on the mouth. And I'm just like, I think that shit for you to go crazy has sailed far away. Far away, baby girl. That whole community, the dog kissers, like they are a force to be reckoned with. Okay, like I met this one dude, and he was like, actually, a dog's mouth is proven to be 10 times cleaner than a human's. I mean, you would probably know, huh? And I blame all of that whole phenomenon on Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She romanticized that, and I feel like she should pay for it. Thank you guys so much. I'm Liv Tahelli.
Woo! Yes, Liv. I don't know about you guys, but like I can barely show up to do this after mostly ignoring my children all day. So if you can imagine what energy it takes Liv to show, my kids are like, I heard that. If you can imagine what energy it takes Liv to show up after her day, give it up once again for Liv. Woo! Amazing. Amazing. We salute you. We salute you. And we also we also call our senators and representatives to have better options for working parents in this country to have all sorts of fantastic childcare. Right. Anyway, including yours. Anyway, all right. We got more show. Who's ready for some more show? Who's ready for
Yeah.
Right, this time we're not going very far. We're going just from Dumb Beach Town in New Jersey over to Long Island for our next guest. You know her from Eating Japanese on Mondays and Living with Her Parents. Please give it up for Kelly Kenlon.
Woo! So good to be here. So good. Just going to quickly start off by talking about the new mask rules. Now you technically don't have to wear one, which is kind of weird. But whatever. I am going to miss the mask just because it was nice to like not have a nose for a year. Anyway, my friends have been trying to set me up recently with this guy, cute guy, but he has braces.
Do you want to put on your phone and then put on the screen?
Oh, hold on.
Do we? I don't know.
Kind sir. Anyone who is chatting,
Zoom downloaded.
Hey, Pedro, we can hear you.
Oh, it's Pedro. Okay. I have the power.
I know that voice.
Pedro. Right, I'm sorry.
Hey, Pedro. We're so glad you're here. No worries.
What
Pedro.
it is.
All good.
That's Zoom comedy. Kelly. Woo!
Kelly. Come on for Kelly Kenlon. Happy to show her nose happy to hide her nose this whole year. All right.
Yes.
Kelly.
So my man with braces, right? Kind of weird. But But I am choosing to see this as a pro because now he has to be humble. There is a silver lining there. Like you just can't be an adult with braces and an asshole, you know. That doesn't work. That would be a little crazy, right? Anyway, so I don't mind. I feel like I'm watching his character get built in real time. And I like going on a first date. Going on a first date sucks because there's always a moment of silence and you're just like desperately trying to not talk about the weather. It's like dead air for 3 seconds and I'm like it's dead air for 3 seconds and I'm like, I mean, it is nice out. Like if I could briefly leave my body and shake myself, like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But it's not my fault because for a while there, the weather was like the most interesting thing going on in my life. Like even last week, 85. Okay, July. But it is not good first date material, no. I don't recommend it. Talking to someone new is hard because you just have to look hot all the time. And I don't have enough clothes for that. Like, I'm just like frantically rummaging through Target, like, what's gonna make him fall in love? I see like a wraparound dress that looks like it's made for like an Amish mother. I'm like, this will work, I guess. I see like a half shirt in Urban Outfitters with one sleeve. I'm like, this will do. I also love who I am on the first couple dates. I'm just like a little bit happier. My voice gets higher. He doesn't know I have commitment issues yet. Just sitting there like, yes, oh my God, I am so cute and fun. And then the second I leave, I'm like, where the fuck is my train? He doesn't know that I'm an angry old man with anxiety. Like when you first start seeing someone too, you're like, no, I've actually never been stressed out before in my life. I definitely didn't have nervous diarrhea before getting here. Meanwhile, an hour before, I'm like clutching wine and peppermint tea, like, which one is gonna help me more? Because second date, it's like you're not in reality yet, you know, like you shouldn't be. I'm like, this person thinks I'm amazing. Why would I ruin that by being myself? I shouldn't have done that, but I have a little bit more, so bear with me. Even though I'm talking about how awkward it is to like be like beginning of dating, I do get really carried away in the beginning. Like I went on 2 dates and I'm like, I wonder what I'll wear to our trip next Christmas. I'm like, okay, if I were to give up my last name, like, would his sound good? And I would personally love to Katherine Heigl and the team behind 27 Dresses for this way of thinking. I saw that movie in 9th grade and I was like, okay, sold. all I have to do is find someone I hate, sing Benny and the Jets, and they propose to me? Sign me up. All right. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kelly.
Oh.
Yay.
Kelly, wow.
Woo.
I mean, this is like a little behind the scenes, but Kelly, we hadn't heard of most of that material. That was amazing. Blew my mind. Maybe,
Yeah.
Kelly also was part of a national comedy competition recently. Just saying, amazing. So yeah, on for Kelly.
Yeah, Cal.
Yes.
All right, Kelly. That was great. It was great. Okay, so all right, but I'm just gonna keep it going for you guys because like the comedy is unstoppable at this point. So let's just roll with it. So our next guest got her first recently. This is exciting. Got her first. Watch me let people into the waiting room and introduce people. Yes, got her first residuals check for acting. And so awesome, right? Awesome. Just like let that sink in. And spent it all on tapioca pudding.
Nice.
Please give it up for Phi Kenzie.
Hi, hello. My name is Phi Kenzie. Yes, I am the new transgender Barbie doll. And no, I don't know why they dress me in only J. Crew. It's weird to be trans right now. Irrational people are getting upset that Hasbro rebranded the Mr. Potato Head franchise as the Potato Head family to be more inclusive. Like now there's the adult potato heads and the spuds, and you can dress them up however you want. That upsets crazy people. The most insane part is that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head do still exist. Like, you know, Hasbro didn't take them out back with a shotgun and send them to a farm upstate, you know? Like all they did was, you know, acknowledge the loosening grip of the patriarchy on the American family. What's not to love? I'm also bi because everybody's got a little something to appreciate, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But I've been living the straight life. I've been with my boyfriend for almost a year now, which does technically mean I'm straight. Like, we are the Abrahamic ideal of a man and woman together. You know? But we are both trans and bi, so we're still dirty and sinful. But we're like super vanilla sinners, you know? Like we spend most of our time together watching Gilmore Girls and making pizza. Like, yes, we are mentioned in the Bible, but only in a footnote about the sins of overnight dough. I spend too much time inside. I don't like groups. It's got nothing to do with social anxiety, though. I'm just terrified of people asking me my opinion on the Potato Head family. I was more of a Lego kid, you know. Thank God I found my boyfriend, though. Yeah. Finding love can be a bit of a challenge for trans folk named Phi Kenzie. I just mean, you know, there are a lot of stereotypes around transgender people that are just patently false, you know. No, trans people aren't trying to spy on you in the bathroom. Everybody poops, Gary, you're not special. No, trans people are not birthed out of scaled eggs in a pool of a burning priest's blood. Like, and no, trans people do not have interchangeable body parts or a space in our back for extra appendage and accessory storage. Like, yes, sometimes I keep body parts inside of me, but they're usually only dicks and they're usually made of silicone. But I'm just like everybody else, you know? I feel shame after masturbating. I too rip bongs at 5 a.m. on a Wednesday sometimes. You know? Like just a random Wednesday, like not a holiday or anything. And I also wake up fully clothed on occasion next to my open laptop, unaware of when I fell asleep. The dulcet rumblings of Ted Allen gently wafting me awake. Netflix tells me I'm on the 42nd season of Chopped. And I have no recollection of the Potato Head family. When was I born? The last thing I remember is the taste of sarsaparilla and the smell of a sweet summer sweat on my upper lip. I'm also a Gemini. Thank you.
Oh my my God. I have to, yeah, some of you know this, but like, I so relate to a lot of FISET, including, so I mentioned Kelly was in a national comedy competition the other night, and I was so excited about it. And it was on at 10 o'clock at night, which is very fancy for me, very fancy. And I got ready to watch. It was on at 10 o'clock. Yeah, so I got ready. I was like in my pajamas, laptop. I was like, ready, Kelly, and I was so ready. And I was talking ready to go. And then I woke up later on the 49th season of Chopped. I was like, ah! And I saw that, like, I knew that Kelly was in round 1, but they were like already on round 4, and I was like, oh, what? I was like, where am I Phi? Right. Phi. The first thing I thought of was like, I am living your joke. Yeah. So anyway, I heard Kelly did great. Anyway, everyone asking me questions. Avery and Christina in the chat, the answer to your question is yes. And now we are going to have some more comedy for you. We're going to give it up once again for Phi Kenzie. Yes. So coming to the stage. Oh, by the way, quick update. So this is like not to bring down the room, but our dear friend Joanna texted me in the middle of everything that she had a family emergency and is with her sister now and actually is unable to be here. I'm very sorry. On the upside, we will bring her back. She is awesome. Just watch out for Joanna Briley. She's going to take over the world. She is hilarious. We'll bring her back. So we're just adjusting the schedule a little bit, but that does not directly affect your next guest, who is a student at Brown. Some days she wakes up looking like Timothy Chalamet. Other days,
Every day.
You'll please give it up for Caitlin Golden.
Yes,
Oh,
hey.
very sad about Joanna. I'm gonna keep the mood down just for a second. I just went through a breakup with my pediatrician. Her name is Dr. Sonia. It's really tough. It's a hard milestone. It's my first time being dumped for younger women. Never easy. You know, the worst part, she didn't even have the decency. Ooh, that's a gross spotlight. I'm taking it off. Sorry, we're back. The worst part about this, right, is that Dr. Sonia didn't even have the decency to say it to my face. She just slipped me a piece of paper with names of adult primary care physicians. And the word adult was bolded, underlined, circled, and highlighted.
Wow.
With a star sticker. That hurt. But I get it. You know, we want different things. She wants to help children. And I want to know how many Jell-O shots I have before I start singing Mr. Brightside. The kids in the waiting room are out there reading Paw Patrol while I'm asking Dr. Sonia, did you do coke in college? Huge public health crisis. Yeah. Also, at this point, the lollipop Dr. Sonia gives me at the exit is just a little suggestive. As are the stickers she gives me that say, I'm my doctor's favorite patient. We're close, but not that close. Yeah. Is anyone getting an echo?
I hear the echo.
I think it might be collabing with Kim.
Okay.
No echo now, right? Hey.
Beautiful. You know, I love the sound of my own voice, but I hate the sound of my own voice. Anyway, 20 is a weird age, right? You're not a teenager, not really a grown-up, too young to legally drink, too old to make drinking to forget cool and quirky. Too young to be hooking up with shitty men, too old to be hooking up with shitty men. Absolutely never a good age for that. But like, it's crazy to me because I have people on my Facebook who are moms. Sure, their wallet may hold pictures of their newborn child right next to their fake ID. But they're 20 and they're full-on adults. Like they're busting their ass, a kid, 2 jobs, a mortgage, and I occasionally buy my own paper towels when I can't steal them from the dorm janitor's closet. Or like most of the time it's just kind of like
July 1st, 2013, Richland County deputies were called to Ginyard's home. Reports say they
what
found
happened
Rob
with the deputies? Now I'm hooked. No, keep going. I love it. I'm a huge true crime fan. Yeah, quarantine has been hard. I wanted an emotional support dog, but because of quarantine, all of the shelters are super empty. So I decided to get an emotional support human instead. Not my first choice, but we make do. I tried training him, but he kept eating all my food, pissing everywhere, and trying to explain what Dogecoin was. He could be Elon Musk. I'm not gonna get it. But like, I let him up on my couch, and this is how he decides to repay me. This is what I want. Yeah, so I got him put down. That's my time. Thank you so much. Yay!
Caitlin, amazing. And like, I love the comments. Like there was suddenly like a true crime interruption and just went with it. Because Caitlin is also in our improv class.
Mhm.
So Caitlin knows how to just roll with whatever gift the universe gives her. Am I right? I am right. Thanks.
You're right.
Aria, our guest pointed out, yes, that was the art of improv. So keep it going for Caitlin.
Yay!
Super, super great. All right. Ready for more show? Ready for
Yes.
more guests for you tonight? Got a few more guests. And right now, coming to the stage is someone who is not only hilarious, she is also Gold's community manager. And by the way, all right, sorry, I'm gonna like step on your intro, but for those who are just joining us, welcome to Gold Comedy. As you know, we are the only community, learning and social community for young women and non-binary folks who want to be their funniest selves. And what you're seeing is a whole bunch of members of the community who have worked together to to write their stuff, practice their stuff, give each other feedback. And this is the gold that comes out of that. So thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for hanging in. And you guys are amazing. You're a great audience. And you are going to love our next guest. As I said, she is Gold's community manager. She is a fast-walking, slick-talking cat lover and hater of peanut butter. Please give it up for Christina Feliciano.
Right, Christina.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, I'm a Leo. I love this. Thank you guys so much. I'm Christina. Thank you, Lynn. This is so exciting for me. The other day, my boyfriend surprised me with a sink full of dirty dishes. Yeah, I know. But I cut him some slack because, you know, he is dating me. So, I can imagine that that's hard. I can imagine it's like having a chihuahua, you know, like, oh, she's so cute. If only she was quieter, right? He's the best, though. I mean, I knew he was the one because he's the first man who ever gave me a toaster strudel. And I thought, oh, wow, this is better than Pop-Tarts. I just graduated college. Woo! Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm turning 24 this year. Any 97 babies here?
Woo!
Hey! Right.
Woo!
97 babies are kind of iconic, right? Because we have the best of both worlds. You know, it's like we have the spirit of a Gen Zer and the debt of a millennial, right? That's why most of us are surviving off of weed and the occasional conversation that goes like this. Dude, we are so living in a simulation. Can't be real life, right? But 24? Whoa. Should I take out an H&M credit card? Is that the next adult thing for me to do? Because in my heart, I am forever 21. Which means I like to look like I still have an up and running Tumblr. Yeah. Call me corny, but if it's cropped, I'll buy it, okay? I don't care if it says I hate Mondays. My midriff is the only thing that's keeping me alive these days, okay? It's the only thing I'm proud of. I'm gonna show it off. But to me, this is really like the defining year, like 24. Like this is the year that changes everything. Because up until now, I had health insurance. You know, so things are a little different. Because I've always been the type of person to like put off my doctor's appointments like till the last minute. But now they're put off till the end of time. So different, you know. Yeah, being an adult, it just feels weird. So right now I'm on my 4th spiritual journey. Thank you. Yes. I'm not looking for myself. I'm over her. This time I'm looking for some shortcuts, right? Yeah. I'm like, please give me something. I'm a musical theater kid. So I've always just had this, you know, feeling like I'm meant for something, you know, like I'm gonna kickball, change the world or something like that. Yeah. And it's getting harder these days to keep my spark alive, you know? If you guys need a wake-up call, I recommend a global pandemic. That'll really do it for you. But yeah, like if my life were a musical, this would definitely be the end of Act 1, right? And like this is the big ballad at the end, you know, where I run to the lip of the stage and I look at the audience and I sing, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing my shit. And close. That's it, right? So yeah, things are getting kind of hard these days. I am losing my spark a bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't even have the will to fix my own typos these days. You know what I mean? Like, if you're my friend and I made a typo, you know what I ducking meant. You know? And if you don't, well, duck you. Thank you guys, that's my time.
Yeah, Christina.
Oh man. Okay, so like show of hands. How many of you both love Christina and want her closet? Who does not want a closet in which you can not only sit at a desk, but perform the Act 1 finale of your musical? That was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good shit, Christina.
Guys.
Have that closet. Am I right? I'm right. All right. Christina Feliciano, folks.
Oh, yeah, Christina.
Amazing. And by the way, a thing that happened while you didn't notice was that my son, my aforementioned son, literally crawled. I saw him doing like a military. His phone was charging behind me, and I was like, and he did a military crawl in, got his phone, and left. And this is how we live now. This is how we. All right, you guys ready for some more show? We got a couple more comments. All right, coming to the stage. She has been with Gold since before we were even on the internet. She has been doing comedy since she was, let's just put it this way. She's only in college and she's been doing comedy for 8 years. You do the math. She's a student at Boston University. She's fun. She's flirty. And she spits her loose on the dirt so the grass will grow, because that's the kind of person she is. Please welcome Avery Lender.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I didn't know if I was going to make it to the show tonight. This is this is a joke, but it's also not a joke. I've been sick all day. I drank, it's okay. Thanks, guys. I drank a Four Loko 3 days ago, and it's still fucking with my immune system. Kind of like the opposite of a cleanse. Please don't tell my mom. So I have a confession to make. We're all friends here, so I feel like I can be vulnerable. When I was in college, I was sleeping with a guy who was 5'6". You guys still with me? Also, I'm sitting down and we're on Zoom, so you can't tell, but I'm also 5'6". Which means that we were the same height. I know, I'm waiting for those Zoom participant numbers to just drop. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. Avery, you used to refuse to even look at a man if you weren't staring straight at his dick. Avery, you paid $20 for a customized sticker that said "Lanky boys only, live, love, lank." Avery, you used to masturbate to Jack Skellington fan fiction. Well, that resonated for some of you. But, you know, it was hard for me to get over the height at first. Every woman who's talked to a short guy or slept with a short guy knows that your friends will always say, "Oh, you can't tell height if you're laying down." Which I'd like to take a side note, is that even relatable? Like, I feel like I'm explaining this as a universal experience, but I know a lot of women haven't sunk that low. I'm sorry if any of you guys are short, if there are any short men in the audience. But anyway, that's what they'd say. Avery, you can't tell height if he's laying down. But I'm no fool. Because I could tell height when we're laying down. Our feet met at the same place. You think I could see that? I wear glasses, all right? I'm not blind. You know, it got so bad, I couldn't even wear my Air Forces when I was going over to his house. Those were high heels. Okay, for any of you who don't know, any non-sneaker heads in the audience, Air Forces give you like an inch of height, which would have made me an inch taller. Anyway, I knew he was short, right? Nothing was working on me. So I had to search deeper. And I found a solution that kind of worked for me, which was I had my friends essentially convince me using kind of someone left because I said I slept with a short guy. I had to have my friends essentially convince me using a QAnon style conspiracy theory that the right-wing media had actually brainwashed me into thinking tall men were attractive. Right? They had to red pill me into sleeping with a short guy. And it worked. That was a Matrix reference. I'm doing a lot of pop culture today. The thing that really got me is they told me that the government was trying to get us to breed taller men to overlook the fact that the votes were actually counted correctly. And I was like, okay, that's a little dated. I wrote that joke today, but it's a little dated. But anyway, it worked. Me and this guy kind of had a nice thing going for a little bit until blah, blah, blah. It reached its end because it was a Tinder match. But I'm going to give a little advice to the short kings, the Farquads in the audience tonight.
Stop it.
Thank you. And I'm going to start with this. Have any of you guys ever tried the sex position, also known as 69ing? No need to raise your hand. I know Denise has tried it. I'm sorry, Denise. Your camera, I was trying to do some crowd work and your face came up. I didn't mean to call you out. Yes, 69ing. And I'm guessing that a lot of you have tried it, at least for the novelty of it. Same reason why all stoners have smoked on 420. You got to try 69 once. 69 has something special too. It's also hilarious. Like, I love that it's in math problems. It's the only time math can be funny. But if any of you have tried 69, you know that it never works. One person is going to have to do some sort of contortionist act to try and reach, because why would my 5'6" genitals match up with someone's 6'4" mouth and vice versa? The math doesn't check out. And you know what the secret to 69 is? They don't tell you. I'm going to tell you guys. The secret is that it only works if you're doing it with someone the same height as you. And I now know this. In fact, I drew out some visual aids. Here we have a normal height differential couple. As you can see, a typical 6'4", 5'6" relationship. This was me and my ex-boyfriend. But as you can see, it doesn't work out. Maybe one person will get, a little something out of it, but as you can see, our man is frowning here. I also drew these using my dad's office supplies. In his office right now. I'm gonna have to remember to throw these out. Someone will have to remind me. All right, but look at here. We have two of the same height couple. This was me and my man's in school. And everyone is happy. Look at that. Thank you guys so much. That's my time.
Okay, Avery, I was gonna ask you where you were in that very Bronte style attic, and it turned out you were just like drawing porn on your dad's post-it.
Everyone's been there.
Amazing. That was awesome. Keep it going for Avery Lender. Yeah, Avery. Closet. We got the attic. I mean, this is once again how we live now. Speaking of which, my son just crawled in again and brought me this.
Hey. Keeper.
What goes on? I just text downstairs, place my order. They come up, they bring me stuff. This is why I love Thanks for giving me the excuse to make my family bring me things. Once again for Avery Lender, please.
Yes, Avery.
So we have two more comics for you. We have one more amazing Goldie, who I will tell you about in a second. And then we have a special guest. Comic from the professional comedy world out in the world. So sit tight, make yourselves comfortable, order one more round of drinks from the server that is in your home, like me. I am going to bring up your penultimate guest. She is a Brooklyn-based comedian who recently ate a spoonful of peanut butter off a basement floor in a spiteful attempt to assert dominance over her elderly pit bull. And in her spare time, after all that, she writes Gold Comedy's Tight 5 newsletter, which you should subscribe to. Go to goldcomedy.com. If you do not subscribe already, sign up. Get her newsletter every week. And now you are ready to hear the comedy and perhaps even musical stylings of Miranda Fain.
All right, Mer! Let's get it!
Yeah.
Hello. So I'll be brief with my intro because yes, I am gonna sing. And the reason why I was like racking my brain, I was like, what am I gonna do for Gold Comedy Live? Like, what have I been thinking about lately? What's been kind of setting up shop in my mind? And the main thing that I've been thinking about lately is Olivia Rodrigo's new album, Sour.
Woo!
Which is basically just a cry for help from a 17-year-old. The whole album is about her breakup at 17. It's dramatic. It's a little bit obnoxious. I loved it. It made me really want to sing about, my concept of what love was when I was 17. So I'm gonna sing this song, and I might have to stop and start a couple times because I haven't really gotten a chance to practice it at all. So, but all right, let's do this. Can everyone hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When we broke up, you said that sometimes when you were with me. No, starting over. When we broke up, you said sometimes when you were with me, you would rather be with your friends or alone. As long as I was somewhere else, all I ever wanted was to lose my virginity and tell my friends on the phone, like a trophy on a DIY shelf. On Valentine, I made you a mixtape full of songs that reminded me of you, and a little book of reasons why it took me hours. You gave me 3 books that you found around your room and a bar of chocolate. I was good, I guess, but mostly I just wanted flowers. I know it's a lot to ask, but could you please be nice to me every time you see me instead of every other time you see me? It's just fact, but I don't need to know about the girl from homeroom who made you hard by being smart, smarter than me. Why ask for my opinion if you don't plan to really listen? If you have one whole foot right out the door, I'll wait around until you love me more. You said it didn't count as sex unless you came, so then I guess we never really did it, because I certainly never finished. Birthday party, invited all your friends and called your mom, ordered Chinese. You weren't pleased, you were stoned and grumpy. You called me ignorant for not knowing my east and west when I was lost in Brooklyn and my phone died. Fuck your male pride. You feel me up the first time that I met you in a playground in the grass. I guess it set the tone for 17. I know it's a lot to ask. Could you please be nice to me every time you see me instead of every other time you see me? That it's just fact, but I don't need to know about the girl from band class who made you laugh by being funny, funnier than me. Why ask for my opinion if you don't plan to really listen? If you have one whole foot right out the door, I'll wait around until you love me more. I'm older now and wiser, you don't scare me anymore. I'm singing songs about you on a Zoom show at age 24. Now thought of days without you doesn't make me want to die. But just for kicks, I wrote a list of places where you made me cry. At a tattoo parlor, in a cab, on my bathroom floor, at a rest stop, in a dorm room, at a boathouse down by Jersey Shore, in a dark room, in a light room, in my bedroom, and in yours. So glad I waited there for you. I'll wait around. I will wait around until you love me more.
Woo! God!
Woo! Woo! So if anybody knows Olivia Rodrigo's representatives, send them. Thank you.
Miranda Fain. Miranda, I think, and I mean this in a good way, it is so amazing to be at a comedy show where you laugh and cry. Exactly. Ariel said, I'm gonna cry in a good way. That was unbelievable. I always tell people that the best comedy is the comedy that's both very specific to that person and totally relatable to everyone else.
Yeah.
And that was like relatable in a primal way and hilarious and brutal and wonderful all at the same time. So keep it going from Miranda Faye.
Yeah.
Woo! And you have a voice. So good. So good. Oh my God. We do not mess around at Gold Comedy. We do not mess around. Am I right?
You're right.
I'm right. Thank you,
Liv.
Liv. So listen, here's what's going to happen. we're just gonna like emotionally just process what just happened with Miranda. We're gonna wait around until whoever that is in your world loves you more, but not yet. Don't think about that person, because we have a little more comedy for you. And before I bring up our headliner, I just want to say a few things, which are thank you all so much for coming out to support your friends. Like, really, thank you. I mean, I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing at home alone in your apartments, but you chose to be here. We can go out now, and you chose to not go out. You chose to stay here and watch your friends and tell jokes, and that was really, really, seriously, it's very meaningful to us. It really matters. So thank you. If you want to know more about Gold Comedy, ask your friends who invited you. Or visit goldcomedy.com. We have lots of stuff that'll tell you about how we roll. We really are. There's no one else doing what we do. Creating a supportive community for young women and non-binary folks who want to nerd out about comedy and support each other and being their funniest selves. We also have a really super cool TV comedy writing class coming up that is available to you. We have like this membership club that all the friends you've seen tonight are part of. And then aligned with that, but outside of that, we have a really cool, we are fun. That's right, Caitlin. We have an amazing, I don't know if you know that there was a little known sitcom named Friends. I guess we're having a reunion of some sort coming up soon. So one of the premier writers for Friends, who actually wrote the episode, the one with the embryos, where they switch apartments and have that big quiz where they say that Chandler, actually I just set up my own joke that I can't remember what they said Chandler was, but anyway, so she wrote the one with the embryos. This teacher, Amy Tuman Strauss, is going to be teaching you TV comedy writing. So if you are anyone who is anything even remotely related to a woman or female, or remotely related to non-binary, we want you to come learn. Get this off your bucket list. I know everyone thought they were going to get so much done during the pandemic. And, you know, as someone told my friend Ophira Eisenberg, everyone thinks they're going to do all these things, but they said to her, you know, it's a pandemic, not an artist colony. But now it's kind of more of an artist colony. So if now that you have time to stop making sourdough and actually chase your dreams, you could actually write your spec script, which you still have to do with us and with Amy Tuman Strauss, our super duper awesome famous Friends writer. If you're at all interested in learning more about all these opportunities, whether it's inside our membership club with these folks that you've seen tonight, or could be in the club, but also outside the club, learning how to write your sitcom script, please visit goldcomedy.com or just show up on our website to subscribe to our newsletter, which is written by Miranda Fain, who you just heard sing that amazing song. Woo! I will confess that not all of our newsletters are delivered in verse or song, but they're still awesome. So please do that. And so after our headliner does her thing, I'm gonna actually, you know what? Let's do it now. We're gonna take a screenshot. Let's do it now. And then I'll let you go home after we hear from our headliner, so I don't slow things down. So anyone who is who doesn't have their picture showing, please do if you can. If not, we'll fix it in post. But if you can turn on your cameras, I'm talking to you, Gabe, Sergio, Falcon, what an awesome name, Lisa, Edwin, Paula. I know, Ami, if you can, Lisa, Miranda's mom is here. Pedro,
Miss Lisa.
You can, great. If not, and Ashley, you can look amazing. Ashley's in her car, which like, thank you so much, Ashley.
That's my bestie.
Awesome. You have a lot of besties.
I know.
Okay, so here. Well, my son, anytime he walks into any room, he goes, hi. So he has a lot of besties too. So hi Lisa, good to see you. Hi Edwin. Oh, they're the
God, we're all here. My friends are here.
So cute.
Gabe, where you at?
I don't know if you guys.
Gabe is like, I'm in your apartment, Christina.
Yeah.
All right. So great. So wait. Now I have Gabe.
Hey.
I'm having a bad hair day.
Everyone look cute. Best days. Okay.
Besties.
All right. Great selfie. Now listen, guys, who's ready for your headliner? Ready. You guys, we have a professional. I mean, all these comics that you've heard right now sounded like they were pros because they are that good. But now we have a member of the Gold family. I mean, where do I start? She, well, everyone at Gold knows her very well because she taught recently our extremely successful sketch comedy class, which was ridiculous. Yes, you can do sketch online. It was crazy. She taught us how to do that. She is a writer and a songwriter like Miranda, and a director and a comedian. She's from Cape May, New Jersey. I don't know if it's a dumb beach town, but it's a beach town. She's written plays, which have been featured all over the place, and she is founder of her own sketch group, American Candy, and she does stand-up. Please welcome your headliner for this evening, Miss Auntie Holly Harper.
Auntie! I will gladly take that auntie energy. Women act like it's like an insult. I'm like, you know, you were aunt by the time you're 20, 25 years old. Like, girl, please. You can't be chickens forever. Let me fix this light. A little bit.
Spotlight.
Wow. Okay. I know I'm light skinned. I don't need that much privilege. Lord have mercy. Back it up, sis. So hey y'all, look at you guys. I miss y'all, and the new ones. Y'all skin is just as young as the ones I knew in sketch. Look at you guys. You're so cute. You're so young. You're full of promise. You don't know the world is shit, and God don't love you. You don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. You got some rosé ahead of you. You always drink rosé when life kind of chops it down. So yes, this pandemic, so I have 2 kids. I have a 14-year-old daughter and I have a 9-year-old son. And Lord have mercy, it's been 14 months of remote learning with them, and it's horrible. Like they learned nothing. I don't know about y'all. This is trash. Like this is trash. All they learned was that America is shit. That's all they really learned. Okay. And the thing is, what this gets me is that this is not my job to educate them. This is the DOE's job. This is not my job. Because when my son comes to me and he's just like, Mama, what's 2 times 2 times 25 divided by 9 times 0.25? I'm like, I don't know. That's a margarita. Like shit, that's all I see. I see a drink. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh God, I can't handle that. And it's I know they say it's been rough on the kids. I don't really know how they're processing it. I just know it's bad for me. That's the point. The point is it's been bad for me. So yeah, I've been married almost 23 years. Almost 23 years. Look at you live. Don't clap. They get more time for murder. Okay. They get more and less time for murder, straight up. Yeah, it's funny. I'm happy, but I'm not happy. You know what I mean? I'm singular happy. I'm not a newlywed. I'm not sore. You know what I mean? There's just regular traffic, But my husband and I were watching this movie the other day. And when I say the other day, I mean 5 years ago. And it's this movie called The Vow. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's got Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum. And they're this young couple and they're all in love. And then she's in a car accident and she hits her head. And so she's amnesia. So the whole thing is he has to reintroduce her to herself. You know what I mean? This used to be you. And I'm watching this movie with my husband and I'm like, he would totally use this as a reset button. Okay? How many people wouldn't even use this on their sibling? You know what I'm saying? You would just use this as a reset button. He would just lie. He'd be like, baby, cooking and cleaning, that was your whole thing, girl. that was your whole thing. And sex every night wouldn't keep you off me. Come on, Holly, we shared everything. We shared food. We shared money. Your hot friend Tasha, everything. We shared every goddamn thing. Now here's a mop and a negligee. I'm trying to help you get back to you. Okay, I'm just trying to go forth. All right, go forth and clean that shit. That's what would happen in my house. Yeah. So it's weird. I feel the world has changed in the sense that we've become a lot more knowledgeable about women and like relationships and marriage, but also dumber. Okay, like there's this whole brand of women. I don't know if you guys ever see these women on the internet, but they treat being a wife very strangely. Does anybody see this? It's like they treat being a wife like it's a calling, you know, or like an occupation. And like, please listen up. There is no calling to be a wife, like none whatsoever. Like you're seriously, you just closed the deal. Like that's all you did. And like I was hanging out with these women, like, oh, okay, they're Southern, hanging out with these Southern chicks a few years ago, and they were like, Holly, us wives, we have to stick together. And I'm like, against who, bitch? The zombies and the you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, against who? Like what, the apocalypse? Like what the fuck? Like there's nobody hunting wives. No one. Like we're not a protected class. Okay, there's no wife hunters. No one is gonna march for us. We're not a fucking hashtag. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna happen. And when you really think about it, we're wives. We're the hunters. Okay, like you slayed a tiger, you got his paycheck. Keep it moving. Bitch, write a book, get an MFA. I don't know. Like, come on. I don't get it. I like to work out. I do CrossFit because I respond to abuse. That's all. That's all that shit is. I like to struggle to breathe, and I have abandonment issues. That's what I have. But I used to belong to Planet Fitness, and I quit. I quit Planet Fitness because I valued myself. Okay. $10 a month really says more about me than it does about Planet Fitness. And there were too many cheap things. This is what put me over the edge. Okay, I was in a locker room one night after working out in the shower, obviously naked, and water's hitting me, scrub, and the whole place went pitch black. Yeah, like I immediately started crying. I was just like, oh my God, this is how it goes down in prison. You know what I mean? Like I was scared as shit. And I didn't know my body could do this, but like my whole ass, like all 3 holes just shut down like, okay, like I was like, fuck no. And I told my husband this story. He was like, there's 3 holes? I was like, yes! Yes, there's like, would you think I shit out my ear? Like, what in the world? What world are we living in? We had babies together. Like, what? What the hell? Oh my God. So yeah, he's like, why you keep telling that joke? He's like, right there. He's like, goddamn joke. I'm sorry, you did say that shit though. But so Mother's Day just passed, okay? And like my family, they did a great Mother's Day for me. Like the husband and kid, they did a great Mother's Day. But I decided that, you know, this year I'm gonna make my own card. I'm gonna get the card that I want. I really did. Yeah. It's like Happy Mother's Day to me. That's Auntie in a wig, okay? And it was like, you are the best. All right. And let me read this card to you. It says, Dear Holly, there are no words that can say how wonderful you are. These folk don't even know how much you sacrifice your sanity, your health in your 30s and 40s, and a perfect peace stream for them. You are incredible. Absolutely. And somehow look younger with age. Your knees are shot, but it's okay. Who needs to twerk when your brain does all that goddamn work? Yes, you are the best.
Yes.
Love you, Holly. Yes, that's what I did. That is what I did. And it's crazy because, okay, I love my kids. They're 14 and 9, but I would not go back to them being babies for anything. Like for nothing. Lynn, you remember that shit? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was so tired. I felt like my heart was trying to eat itself. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was just dying inside all the time. Nausea, headache. I'd be like, nausea and headache. Like, holy shit, I got both. It was horrible. But like, okay, when you have, okay, Lynn, you have one kid?
2.
You have 2. Oh, okay. So you can, okay. You girls are you guys are so young and sweet. Okay. The first baby, okay, they call it, there's the heir and the spare. Okay. I'm not trying to be nice. I'm just being real with y'all. There's the heir and the spare. Okay. the first baby, it's like, you're so serious. You just want to be like the perfect mom. You're like, everybody has to wash their hands 3 times before they hold my kid. You know what I mean? Like, they can only play with wooden toys made in Sweden. Like you are so serious about that shit. You know what I mean? Until one day you're like, fuck this, turn the TV on. Okay? I can't. Paw Patrol is the shit. Okay? I can't take it anymore. But like, when I had my daughter, she was the first one, I was determined to get her story time. Okay, I was like, story time at the library. All over New York City, in every library, story time at 10:30. Whatever borough, does not matter. That's just the government. That's God, okay? So that's what it is. So my daughter was passed out asleep, like passed out. But I was like, no, we're gonna get the story time. I'm gonna take her and she's just gonna absorb it through her little brain. Like, she's gonna get it. So I'm dressing a sleeping baby. If any of you guys ever babysat or just dress a sleeping baby, that is some BS. That's like Weekend at fucking Bernie's. Okay, that's like, that is the worst. It's like trying to dress a log. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you start thinking about like serial killers who go through all the effort. You're like, they really kind of earn that shit. But like, I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, dressing just a dead person. And I get her. I hadn't slept. I hadn't slept for 2 days. Okay, I hadn't slept for 2 days. But I was like, no, I'm gonna get her story time. I get her in the stroller. We start racing down the street. It's 10:26. Okay. The library is 8 blocks away. But I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm racing down the street. Diaper bag is just hitting me in the back of the vagina, just hitting me, boom, boom, boom. I'm racing. I get into the library and I'm like, I made it. And I can see them in the room and they're like, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. And I'm like, yes, bitch, you made it, bitch. Yes. I get up to the door and this woman just goes, I'm sorry, we're at capacity, and just shuts the door right in my face. like the freaking Snoopy cartoon. Remember that shit? Like, no dogs allowed. Like, it was so triggering. And she looked like Padma. Like, you ever see her on like Top Chef? She just like nothing moves but her mouth. She's like, just pack your knives and go. Like, it really was just like Padma. So I left. I was so upset. I take the stroller. I'm walking down the street. I hate this woman. Now everything's about this woman dying. I'm like, that's how I get over anger. I imagine people dying and it makes me feel better. Fucking judge somebody else, okay? So I'm like, I want this bitch to die in a fried chicken accident. That's like, oh, I want her to die. Just die, bitch. Just die. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, the stroller feels funny. Yeah. And I look down and it's not my stroller. And I'm like, holy shit. And like lightning bolts of fear. And I pull the awning back and it's not my kid.
Oh my
not my kid. It's the opposite of my child. It's this little white boy. I have a little black girl. I was like, freaking out. Like, I stole fucking MAGA. I stole MAGA. I'm going to jail for life. Bitch, you are in jail. You are dead. You can't steal my fucking white child and think your ass is going to survive that shit. I'm racing back in the library. I was like, oh my God, what can I say? What can I say? And I get to the library and there's nothing. There's no sirens, nothing. And I'm just like, oh my God, sweating like a freaking, oh my God. I get up in there and I look through the glass door and I can see my daughter in her stroller. And whatever his name is, Sven, whatever the fuck his name is, Wolfie, I don't know. You know, he's dead asleep. So I just go up and I take my daughter and we just fucking leave. And still, it's like, they're still on the wheels of the bus. So it's like the driver on the back, just move on back. Move on back. Let me tell you, the wheels on the bus, that shit is like kumbaya. That could go forever. You know what I mean? That's a trap. It's a fucking trap, right? So I just take the stroller and I leave. And I walk home and I cried the whole way home. And then I slept for 2 days. And I'm Holly Harper. That is a true story. That is a true story.
Oh, we know that was a true story, Holly.
You have to sleep. You have to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I think I have a couple of other kids who are still at this song. I don't know.
Girl, nobody noticed he was gone. No one. No one.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. Well, I think as I was saying before, Well, first of all, give it up once again for Holly Harper. I mean, it is all about, even if you don't have kids, you can relate to the feeling of like, what have I done?
Yes.
That is,
What have I done?
What have I done? And I mean, that is I know, I see, that is Denise. Denise is very expressive. Denise is very expressive.
She's about to call the police. She's like, oh shit.
Like portrait mode, Denise. So I just have to give
portrait mode.
I don't know whose friends you
I'm the Canadian contingent.
Oh, excellent. Well, join us anytime because you are an asset to this community.
Oh, you're cutie.
Oh, well, I mean, you know. So please, I don't know. This has been an amazing show. Please give it up for Megan Phillips, all the way from Toronto.
Woo!
For Kelly, for Phi, for Caitlin, for Christina, for Avery, for Miss Holly Harper. Thank you. Being here to support your friends and your family and your loved ones and your new friends. And please give it up. Please visit goldcomedy.com and get home safe. It's been a great and you can visit us later to see the recap. Once again, thank you so much. You guys, I'm so proud of you. You all did amazing. Thank you. See you tomorrow for
Thank you.
class.
Give it up for Lynn, guys.
Give it up for Lynn.
Mother.
So thank you guys. Have a great night. Get home safe. See you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.